big up, and welcome to the Liberal 12th Man Show. I'm the Liberal 12th Man, just as much as you are, and that's why you are here. And we are joined today by Lee and the Irishman. Lee, how you doing today?
Good, yeah, good.
Good. And Irishman, how are you doing today?
Yeah, very well. Very well.
Very well. Very well. Cool. And out there in the chat, Mighty Red's Army, I hope that you are all well as also. I know that you could be watching this on the replay. So if you are, I hope that you're well. And if you're watching us live, then please do be sure to chime in. And as the title said today, you can actually call in if you like to be a part of the conversation. So we do have openings for you to join the conversation, whether it's a topic that you want to talk about or whether it's a actual question that you might have for the panel. Whatever's on your mind, we're here for you. So football related at least. Let's definitely just get into it as well with today's topics and what I have. We have some news as well that I want to get into because there's been some ongoings of news that have definitely started to pile up a little bit in the last 24 hours. So I'm going to bring up our agenda today. So I wanted to bring up hopefully, I have to make it a little bigger here, but I'll bring it up to full screen here. I wanted to bring up this young gentleman, Mr. Clark. Bobby is now going to be going on to a different team now, RB Salzburg, and he's going to be in good hands, and that in the sense of that he'll be, with our former assistant head coach in Pep, and I'm wishing and hoping him the best. I put it out there that he's put himself into the chronicles of Liverpool history by being a part of a championship winning, a title winning team, cup winning team here. Here you can see him holding the cup, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm glad to see that he's getting the opportunity to, continue his career and continue to make strides forward into a new path, a new journey for him. New chapter.
He'll be back. I don't know at the
yeah,
club.
Maybe so.
He'll be back in the Prem. I'm sure we'll see him back in the Prem one day.
Oh, I thought you meant that he'll be back with Liverpool.
Oh,
I know. I think we do have a buyback. I think we do have a buyback clause in this.
I think I saw it worded slightly differently. They call it, but basically we can match.
Or match, yeah. First refusal or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, like if anybody bids 20 million, we have to be told about it, and we have the ability to match that, and it'll have to be accepted, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's very confident. But no, I just think because the fact he's gone away, I can see him coming home. I can see him coming back. He's too good not to have a good career. So hopefully you'll see him playing soon enough.
Oh, big up to Norm, by the way. He says he's off to his karate class in a bit, but as a season ticket holder since 1993 and been going home and abroad since 1982 with Liverpool, I'm disappointed we have not bought a center half.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I mean,
wax on, wax off, Norman. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, there you go.
Enjoy the karate.
Yeah. Sweep the leg. There you go.
I think we all. We're not finished yet. And the midfielder. It's not that I want something shiny and new. It's what I base my opinion on watching us.
He did just put a.
Yeah, not stupid money for shiny new toys. Just what we need. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Before you put it up on full screen, I thought that was Besiktas before you put it up on full screen.
No. Besiktas is temporarily still with us. Big up John Conway and big up to Redbird and big up to everyone out there in the chat. We have had a lot. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into when we get into the transfer talk, into the second and third topic to keep loan sell section of the day. So there's another individual that is about to make his exit as well, and this has been a here we go. It's Seth Vandenberg. Seth Vandenberg has now, with 20 million plus 5 million in add-ons for a total of 25 million pounds, is now going to be going to Brentford. Brentford seems to be our selected choice of sending players to. At least you can't say it's Bournemouth, because I mean, like, then people would think that we're doing some insider trading or something like that. But Brentford is now has two of our young talented players that definitely have the ability to make something of a difference, possibly for them. I think Sepp will be looked at to be a welcome addition to their club. And again, I wish Sepp the best.
I'll be watching both players with interest, mate. I'll be watching them both with interest to see how they bed in.
Yeah.
Who would you say has got a better chance of succeeding quicker, Vandenberg, or would you say Carvalho, with his experience already playing in England, would settle quicker?
I think you'll know. I think you'll probably see. It'll probably be easier to gauge Carvalho's his progress. So yeah, okay, I stand corrected. Redbird saying it's 25 million with 5 million add-ons, so for a total of 30 million possible. Okay, that's even better. That's a good job then. Good job then, definitely.
Pretty much called it. Told you all summer. Spent all summer telling people he's not going to be playing for us this season. He won't be at the club. And one of the teams I had down for him was Brentford. If he stayed in England, 20 million was probably the price. Sometimes you just gotta listen.
We are quickly and quietly gathering a little mountain of cash out.
What's this? Is this true as well? Costas back to Greece? Is that on your list?
That wasn't on my list, but I know that there has been talks. Let me bring this down. There have been talks about Simi might be a player that might be on the train out, and also obviously Gomez as well is another player that might.
We're just selling everybody.
It's almost like that, but I mean, yeah, it feels like there's a lot of sales going on for a team that was talking about trying to have some type of depth and everything else. Like, it's all well and good, sell these players, but if you're going to sell these players now, there's going to be an even heavier emphasis to get players back in to this team.
Haven't sold a starter. That's the only thing. We haven't sold someone who started games for us last season, really, properly. I mean, one of our main men. We haven't done that. Like, it's the new. I was talking about it maybe afterwards. It's a new broom, but it's a very big new broom. It's very wide. It's scooping up a lot of people, and they're all getting done pretty quick. Very ruthless business going on. Some ruthless business going on. But
new broom, this room, sweep it clean, baby.
So, you're going to have to tell me. No idea.
It was not a prefab sprout, King.
I was thinking, okay. I was thinking that sounded like prefab sprout, but yeah. Now that you say it, I mean, you're no Paddy McAloon, I'll tell you that. But okay, let's go. What's next?
So, so that was I mean, if Simicast were to move on, it would be understandable, considering that we have been in rumors to bring in like the Argentine player. There's also now heated up rumors about possibly how do you pronounce his name?
Hincape?
No, the guy from Wolves, Aït-Nouri, right? Ryan Aït-Nouri.
Right, yeah.
Who was the Wolfsburg centre half we were linked with? He's French, plays for Wolfsburg. You looked To look at, he's mixed race, would say, like, you know, one black parent, one white parent, sort of like Joe Gomez was shade of black, would say, this player, but I don't know his name properly. It might have been Maximilian something, or the name Max was in it, something. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? Wolfsburg centre half, French. He was rated.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we that's a player that I am going to talk about, but that's a
He
little
was
bit.
rated about 35 million, but he sounds
Yeah,
promising.
I'm going to bring that
Obviously,
up in
there's
a
a lot of
second.
French centre half, so he's not going to be you know, like in the first. But I think he has been around the international scene with France as a youth player. This guy, whatever.
Yeah. I know you're
Yeah.
talking about. I'm gonna bring him up in a second. He's a little bit. He's gonna be in the transfer talk round of things. Let me bring up. Let me see real quick. I was gonna bring up. Let me bring up this stuff first before we get into the transfer talks. More so about our own situations. I kind of wanted to bring up a little bit about this individual's circumstances. And let me bring down the topics too so we can see it's covering up the Irishman. So I wanted to bring up this too. Again, I know I'll bring it up, make sure that you guys can see it fully here. This particular individual has been put into the news. It was kind of interesting to see that he has come out and openly said that he would be willing to accept. If not, he was like, I'm trying to think of the wording for it. He basically said that he would definitely take a move to Liverpool, basically. And
I'd have Raheem back if he wasn't on such gargantuan wages. If Raheem was happy with like the low 120 or something, but not 320 like he's on, I wouldn't be paying that to it.
Well, yeah. Let me go through the quotes here. It's saying, with regard to Sterling and Chilwell, Maresca said, in this moment, they are training apart. The situation with them both is quite clear. If they are looking for minutes, then it is better if they leave. If they do not leave, then they have a contract here and they are Chelsea players. Both are among Chelsea's highest earners. Sterling's making around $350,000 per week.
Good luck moving them on, Chelsea. Good luck moving them on.
Yeah, he still has 3 years remaining. What was kind of a smack in the face somewhat is that Sterling's number 7 shirt has been given to the new winger Pedro Neto since he's joined from the Wolves. Yeah. Trevor Chalobah is another player that's faced that kind of uncertainty and kind of disrespect in that his kit was taken as well by
his number, not his kit.
Okay.
His number. He was demoted. Yeah, he lost his squad number.
Okay, go ahead, Irishman. You can tell the
No,
story.
I'm just saying he lost his squad number. That's what. Oh, just
yeah.
Saying.
Who did Chalobah lose his to? Was it Badiashile or Marlo Gusto or someone?
Oh yeah.
Probably, but he was like 18. He only lost like number 18. He went from, I think he got bumped from 18 to like 38 or something.
Yeah, this is a bit of a snub for Raheem, like losing the 7 shirt to the all-important guy.
Well, I think the fact that the club told him he could leave and force him train on his own probably told him more than taking the shirt number away. It's probably just the last kind of thing. I'd be with it. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a very popular show. But what's the quote from Sterling, though, about wanting to come back or being happy to come back?
Yeah, let me see if I can find the actual quote from him. I just have all the Maresca quotes. I just know that the quote from he was asked, obviously he was asked like, okay, well, if what clubs would you look to join? We open to joining, and someone posed the question of, would you look to rejoin like City or Liverpool? And he said, and he made the point of pointing out Liverpool would be, and he'd be open to rejoining Liverpool. Was his answer to the question. So, I don't have the exact quote per se, but that was the gist of what he was trying to get at. And then, there was a lot of talks about like he was saying how Maresca was talking about how because today I wanted to bring it up because today they have a in about 40 minutes Chelsea will be taking on their Europa Conference League play-in game.
Already?
Yeah. And it's just interesting because he was saying, like Maresca was saying, the noise is more outside because I have been working with 21 to 22 players since we came from the USA. He says, I'm not working with 42 or 43 players. You'd like to say we have 42 or 43 players, but more than 15 players are training apart from the team. They are not with the team. Chelsea players, yes, 42 or 43, sure, but they are not working with me every day. I don't see them, so it's not a mess. Like it looks from outside. Absolutely not. I'm here to make decisions and decide what is best for the team. I'm not here to talk about how many years are left on players' contracts. It's not my job. If it's a 6-year contract or a 20-year contract, I don't care. I'm just here to make the right decisions for the team. So, hot mess still all the same. I think we can qualify it as a hot mess in London for the Blues. The whole point was that, they're not willing to give these players, as I was saying, kits because they're not playing for the team. They're not practicing with the team. They're not a part of their future or a part of their plans at all.
No, but their numbers is the thing, dude. You were right about the numbers. Someone released the thing today that showed a load of players that they've been demoted in their numbers wise as well. Like starting with 7, but I mean they are allowed like wear Chelsea kits in training. I'm sure they can probably, but they've been given new numbers.
They're not in training.
No, but Chalib has been given a new number. Is what I'm saying. So he still has a kit. Like he still has a squad. I mean, kit. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't even think that they haven't given one to Sterling.
No, Sterling, no. But I'm saying like Chalib's just been told like, oh, you used to be 18, now you're number 38. Take the hit. He does still have a squad number, but they're doing it to. I'll bring up the list. Someone did a list on F365 today.
Does anyone know offhand what titan of European competition Chelsea have drawn in this conference qualifier? Who they've got to get past?
Oh, they've driven it's a Swiss team. It's they're called Servette.
Oh, Servette, yeah, we played Servette years ago. I think we beat them 6-3 on aggregate last time we played them in the 90s. Servette.
Yeah, they're playing Servette today, and it's in 40 minutes. And also another one is Florentina is playing Puskas, and who else is playing? Lask is playing FCSB, and who else? That's
our vaunted opponents from last season, Lask. That's where it all began for us last season, wasn't it? Lask.
Yeah. PAOK, which is a Greek team. I don't know if that's possibly one of the teams that Simicast is linked to or not, but they are playing. Actually, I don't know if Brian is a fan of this team or not, but they're playing the Shamrock Rovers.
No, they're playing Shamrock Rovers, not the Shamrock Rovers. They're a Dublin team.
You're killing me today.
No, but it's like they're not called the Shamrock Rovers, it's just called Shamrock Rovers. Everybody hates them. Like they're like well, not anymore. They kind of used to be like Man United back in the 80s. They're just a team that everybody hates unless you're a Rovers fan. So who's playing them?
They're playing PAO the Greek team.
PAO.
Felix got his number, Lee. It was they gave Chalaba's number to
All
Joe
right,
Field.
Joe. Why have they gone back for Joe
I
Fields?
know, right? That's
Well,
even more
loan
bizarre.
spell last season. That smacks of desperation, if nothing else.
I know. I don't. Could you imagine if we did that? Imagine if we like loaned him for some random reason last year and he was awful, and we went out and sold one of our better midfielders just so we could buy him. Like that's all they've done. They've given him Gallagher. They've taken Felix. That's just it is. It's just comedy clown car stuff every fucking 5 minutes with them.
I have also on the bill today, and also the I can put this into the chat too, in case someone wants to just. I think you put in the chat. I think you can click it, right? If I put in the chat, if I put the link in the chat, or is it like they have
The
to
link to call in
still?
The link to call
Yeah.
in. No, yeah, they can just click
Yeah.
on it. Yeah. If
Okay,
they have
let's make sure.
StreamYard, it'll bring us straight to StreamYard. If you don't have StreamYard,
Okay.
you know, I'm sure most people do.
That's the link if you want to join. By the way, it's in the list of things. It's in the list of our topics today at the bottom too as well. When I bring up the list of our topics, you can see it as well. In case you join and the chat has already pushed the link further up in the list. I guess since the Irishman wants to correct my English, I'll correct something he said yesterday too, and that is also that yesterday he said Rio has 9 PFA Team of the Year appearances. It's actually 6.
I said something like 9. Yeah. Okay.
He has 6, so it's not. So when you said 9, I was like, oh wow, Virgil's got a long way to go, but actually 6 is a little bit more attainable. If we can get him to sign for that 3-year or that 3-year extension or 2-year extension, basically get another 3 years out of him. Maybe he could surpass Rio as being the all-time defensive player on this list. Actually, I don't know if you can see the list. Can you see the list? This is probably pretty small.
Oh, it's tiny.
It's tiny. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you name?
Down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put it on the big screen in a second. But can you name the player that has the most PFA Team of the Year appearances? Can anyone name the player that has
Giggs?
the most? Giggs has 6. He's in second place.
Okay. Lampard.
Lampard's not on the. No, Lampard must have less than 5 because he's not on here. I guess that picture was really small because he was on the picture.
No.
He was actually on there.
He?
There you go. Nature Boy got it. Yeah.
Oh, was it Gerrard?
Was
was that Gerrard in that picture?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
no,
God,
man.
on
there. It was on there, but
blind.
it is super, super small on the screen.
Yeah, I go blind if I try to see that.
Yeah.
Jesus, he must be about. How old is he in that, man? He must be about 20 in that. He looks really young.
He's young.
Yeah. He's got 8 PFA Team of the Year appearances. 8. Quite a stat to have for real. I mean, the list is a good list. I mean, it's Giggs was 6, Henry was 6, Shearer was 6, Rio was 6, Neville was 6, Vieira was 6, Harry Kane was 6, Roy Keane with 5, Ronaldo with 5, David De Gea with 5, and Kevin De Bruyne with 5. I'll tell you something funny. Speaking of Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri was asked who he thinks is he was asked to answer the debate of who he thought was the GOAT between Ronaldo and Messi, CR7 and Messi, and his answer was Kevin De Bruyne. Very interesting. I don't know if that was a partisan answer or not, but that was he said neither. He said KDB is the GOAT over those 2 players. That's interesting. That was Rodri saying that, by the way. That was Rodri.
Yeah.
But that was kind of interesting answer. There's also so we're gonna get into transfer talk. and then we're going to get into this buy, loan, sell segment here. This player right here, I'm going to bring up this player, make sure you guys can see him. This player right here. This player right here is so I guess we've been really investigating or intrigued by the the Norway and the Swedish and the Swiss market lately. Our scouts, at least we've been apparently sending quite a few scouts to that region because Liverpool have shifted. Oh, this is apparently Liverpool have shifted their, yeah, maybe they've shifted their interest to looking at a Swedish budding star in the name of Daniel Svensson. Jamie Redknapp. You got me thinking of Santa Claus now. Jamie Redknapp was very high on this player, on this top target for Liverpool. Apparently, he's saying that he's a player very similar to Real Madrid's French star Camavinga. That's very high praise. He's put
Doesn't
him
look a bit like him.
Go ahead.
Doesn't look a bit like him.
Doesn't look like him, but he says he plays like him. Svensson's professional career has started at the age of 18 when he signed his first contract with a very difficult name to say. Brahmapokarna. IF Brahmapokarna. It's a team in Sweden. His skill set was like very apparent because he got 6 appearances at the club, but then he just bloomed into becoming their preferred choice in the position. And
this Brahmapokarna or whatever they're called.
Well, he was sold to because off of just 6 appearances, he was sold to how do you say that? North Highland, because the J is pronounced with the H. North Highland, which is in Denmark. It was for like pocket change, but pocket change for a club at least. It was, according to them, it was for, and this is in dollar bills, as in like American dollars. I would only guess what it is in euros. He sold for $301. Okay, but
right.
yeah, I know. But according to Transfer Market. But he started to start for the U19 squad for his country. He's now since become he had his debut in the 2020 Danish Super League and has made an instant success since that day, and has logged quite a few minutes ever since then. And he's looked at as being a possible selection. He's not going to go for $301, but I mean, he's going to go for something very, very reasonable.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, there you go. Real quick before I log back into the panel screen here, the player I believe that Lee was talking about is this particular player, and that is Mohamed Samakin. Plays for RB Leipzig. Is that the player you're speaking on?
He's a
French.
No. I was saying was a French draft, but he played for Wolfsburg.
He's from Wolfsburg. My fault. Okay.
Yeah.
This player in particular is a player that we're apparently interested in. He plays center back, or center half, as you guys like to say. RB Leipzig is his team. His contract does expire in 2027, so he's got quite a bit of time left on his contract. He's rated at about 35 million euros. But again, he's
same club, same fee.
What's that?
Same as Ebu, same club, RB Leipzig, same fee.
Right. That was the reason why I was bringing on there, is that he does have a sell-on clause, or he has a buyout clause, excuse me, and he does have he has garnered interest because of our relationship with RB Leipzig. it could be something that we can make actually happen. Apparently, like as in because we have a good relationship with RB Leipzig, this is a player that is being brought out there as someone that we could make a move for. So I don't know if you know too much about this particular player.
Not an awful lot, but I'd be kindly disposed towards the idea of us buying him. Knows how it's about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is it's someone that we could make a move for. Be interesting to see if we end up doing that or
It's a good
not.
stepping stone club, in it, Leipzig, for players, especially for French players, even Spanish players like Olmo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Leipzig are good at identifying talent young and going, we'll have that. You know what I mean? Then moving them on for the good fee. They're excellent at that, Leipzig. Very well run
Yeah,
club.
there is before we get into I'm going to bring up something that before we get into the loan trade and sell. Let me bring up this particular player here. There is a player that kind of garnered my interest a little bit here. And I'll bring up his photo here. Make sure. Hold on one second. Let me make sure properly. He plays for Celtic. Now, what's interesting about this player is that he's been targeted by City currently. And that just kind of sparked my interest because like you don't really see City go for too many Celtic players, but he is, and I'll bring up this picture real quick. Hold on a second. Whoops. It's this player right here. He plays for Celtic. His name is Kyogo, Kyogo. His full name is Kyogo Furuhashi. He's 29 years old. Now, I'm not saying that he's in that range of age that we like to go for when it comes to players. He just turned 29 too, by the way. So he was 28 now, just turned 29. But Celtic originally bought the player for about 4.5 million. He did just have surgery on a shoulder problem, not on legs or knee or anything like that. But he had a long-standing shoulder problem that he just had surgery for, and it sidelined him for like 4 months or so. But he's a player that gets a lot of praise by a lot of different coaches and a lot of different people out there that have seen this player play. He's a Japanese player. I do like myself some Korean and Japanese players. But he is regarded as being Ange for the Spurs actually gives him very, very high praise in the saying that he believes that his movement and his pace and his ability to is very basically like a Matoma in essence. I know it might not be a good comparison to make this, and I'm not making it just because they're both Asian players, but he's just rapid on the wing like a Matoma, and that Ange basically said he's the best he's ever seen when it comes to his off the ball and on the ball movement. That's high praise, by the way. And he says when he played with Ange or played for Ange, he says, I knew we had to bring not just a player, but as a person, he's outstanding as well. This is someone that I thought we might like.
Sounds very good.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought maybe we'd take a look at that player. I know that we've been talking about possibly trying to get a player in here that is going to be, or not replacements, but at least some depth to our wings, and especially towards our right wing. He's a player that could play on that side of the pitch as well.
Take him on a free. There's great great history of Japanese players doing really well. There's great history of Japanese players doing really well in Celtic. If you look at since kind of 2000s, that they've had Asian players that they do well there. they get like, I don't know, they get it up there. They get the way you're supposed to play. They get the passion, and they tend to thrive up there for some reason. You know, they really do. There's something about Celtic. You know,
Mhm.
I've said, yeah, he's always been. I mean, look, it's SPL. You know, it's
Mhm.
probably Division One, League One level. Other than the two boys,
Mhm.
Celtic and Rangers. Other than that, it's most of those teams wouldn't even get into the championship. So, but he does do really. He's kind of player. Yeah, he take. Yeah, unfortunately, 29. Um, the guy that Crystal Palace took from them, Jean-Claude Beteta, that he was there under Hodgson when he came in, and everybody thought he was just like he was useless. Typical, you know, Celtic player comes in and can't do it, and your man comes in. He started doing really well, scoring goals, and him and your man that Hashi guy, a couple of guys up in Celtic, Dembele, they always have great strikers. Like they don't have crappy ones. They always have really good, skillful ones. So
Mhm.
someone like him, yeah, if you're, yeah, would we sign him up? But kind of player like Edward, sorry, yeah, Edward,
Mhm.
not Mateta. Um, yeah, I'd happy to have, yeah, no, great squad player. Like you see it with Endo. I'm sure he's kind of like,
Oh, Redbird says Redbird says he's seen him play actually.
he's,
He says I've watched him quite a few times as he sometimes watches the Celtic matches, and he deserves the praise. He's really good.
he scores a lot of goals. He does.
He's I mean, like to garner interest from Pep, it says a lot too. You know, definitely says a lot. This apparently he's one of their targets to possibly bring into the Prem. It'd be kind of be nice to maybe hijack that deal. I don't know, or especially for the right bit of change.
Oh, he wouldn't cost much at all. Even if he wasn't free, he wouldn't cost a lot. He's that like 29 from Celtic. What's that going to cost you?
Find out. Let me find out. Shamrock Rovers down 2-0 already early.
Good.
Let's see what we're working with here. Probably looking at. They say
Because I know
they have
Postecoglou
like
managed in
12.3.
Japan.
His market on this is at least on like Sofa Score, which gets their numbers from Transfer Market anyway. His player value is at £12.3 million.
Yeah, because I think Ange was managing in Japan before he went to Celtic, so
Mhm.
he knows that market. He knows those players.
Mhm. He can play forward. He can play as a striker. Actually, that's interesting too. But he could also possibly play as a winger if necessary. I wanted to also get into a fun little segment here, and that was keep, loan, or sell. Let me make sure you guys have to see what we're doing for this. We're in the third section here, the keep, loan, or sell section here. And
Nobody
what I
left to
want,
sell.
yeah, I know. That's a good question. But we have on this list, we have Bashetic, we have Morton, Tyler Morton, Ben Doak, Owen Beck, James McConnell, Peter Luga. I had Harvey Blair, but he's now been sold. And Callum Scanlon.
Gomez, add Gomez to that list, sure.
And you can add Gomez to that list too. Yeah, you can add Gomez. Or we could add, actually, you know what? I could put Gomez, and I was just gonna do the youth academy players, or just
The
the
youth,
youth
the
players.
youths.
Yeah, but we can put Simicast in there.
Yeah, now that story has come out, yeah, it'd be fair to add Simi in.
Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players that could be loaned or sold. I'm going to go through each of these players and see what you guys think about these players. Again, I'm going to make sure in case anyone does want to join the conversation, I can always just allow for you to chime in by hitting that StreamYard link there. So keep, loan, sell. And we're gonna make it interesting. You can only choose to loan out 2 of the names on here. We'll make it that way. Because you can't just be like loan. Just let's make it interesting.
But you can keep as many as you want, obviously. I assume,
Right. Yeah. You can keep as many as you want. You can sell as many as you want. But I'm asking you to just let's just keep the loans to like two selections for loans. Tyler Morton. Keep, loan, or sell. And we'll play the loans as like they're the Joker cards. Lee, what are you doing with Tyler Morton?
Definitely keeping him.
Okay. Brian?
Well, he's been out on loan. He's had his year at Blackburn.
Right. Yeah.
And he's done well. So, like, we want to keep him done. Even if we have to loan him, we know he's doing well on his loan. So, I keep loaning him a bit until he's, like, nearly there. And then just bring him back in the fold. So, I'll try and do it for us.
I've only got 2 loans, Lee.
You've only got 2 loans to give. So,
yeah, he's already had his loan. He's been out for a year. So, if I'm going to be really simplistic about it, that we send guys out on loan and they do well and then they get into the first team.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's go out on loan and then comes back and still isn't good enough for the first team, then I'd have to sell. I would sell Morton, yeah.
Okay. How about for Ben Doak? And tell us in the chat too. I do have
call in.
Or call in and tell us, yeah. But I do have a column that I'm putting a tally up. So I'll go through. We'll review the choices that we made. I have one for the chat too. I have one for the Mighty Red Army here. So if you want, definitely tell us what you would do with these players. Keep, loan, or sell, and keep in mind that you only have 2 loans to do. So, Ben Doak, I'll go with the Irishman first this time.
Yeah, for me, I read a few bits and pieces. I saw a few things, and when you think about it, when you put it together, I don't think it's worked out for him. We bought him. He didn't come up through the ranks, sort of thing. We actually bought him, so the expectation can be a little bit different then. So I just don't think. I think he was kind of given his chance. He would have, he would have had it. So to me, I don't think he's going to make it at Liverpool. So if he's not going to make it, then no point loaning. Sell back to Celtic probably, where he will thrive and play senior football, like Alexander's saying. I'd sell him.
Okay. Let me also for Ben Doak, we're talking about an 18-year-old, by the way. Ben Doak is 18. He turns 19 in November. So Hylor asked for me to include the age of the player so that they can possibly influence some people's choices. So again, I'm sorry, you were saying you were going to keep him? Or no, so you said, excuse me, not keep myself, definitely not keep him. You said
yeah, he's gone, he's sold.
Sold, right. Okay. Lee, what was your choice?
For
Ben Doak.
For Ben Doak, sell.
Sell? Okay.
Yeah, sell.
Yeah, he did have a meniscus tear, I think, or something like that. He had a knee injury a while back. He has recovered from that. All right. I don't know if is the chat selling them or are they keeping them?
They're not really. They're just saying stuff.
Yeah,
they're just saying things really. But one sell,
I think Redbird did just finally just the Doak sell. Yeah. I got you. How about for Owen Beck? Owen Beck, Lee, you're up. Owen Beck. You can keep, loan, or sell. You still got 2 loans.
Lee.
Keep, loan, or sell, Lee. Lee, you hear us?
You there, Lee?
Back, I would Sell. Yeah, I would sell
Okay.
back.
All right. How about for you, Brian?
He's the left back.
Oh yeah. Let me
yeah.
let me give
He's
you the info on him too. Oops.
I would.
He is 22 years old. He just turned
What?
22.
Oh, sell him.
Yeah, he just turned 22 in
Nah, man.
August.
No, I thought he was like some 17-year-old kid. 22, and he's not even. Nah, man. Sell him.
Okay.
I didn't realize he was that old at all. I thought he was properly, like I just said, like a teenager or whatever. But you're 22 and you're still in the youths like that. No, it's good. Yeah, let's get £7 million for him and move on.
Okay. Sell Beck because of the age. Yeah. Alexander says sell as well. Okay. All right. How about for let's see what McConnell is. $19-year-old James McConnell.
Center mid, right?
He plays center mid, yes.
Yes, McConnell.
James McConnell. What are we doing with James McConnell? Brian, you're up first this time.
I thought he looked kind of good. I'll keep him. I'll keep McConnell. Yeah, I'll keep him.
Okay, you're gonna keep him.
Okay. I'll keep McConnell. Yeah.
Try to find a place for him on the. He can still play with the U21s because he is only 19.
Yeah. So I think he's. I don't know enough about him really to say kind of, So I'll just say keep.
Okay. Yeah, he does. Jay Spearing does play with the 36-year-old. As 36 does play with the youths. He does bonkers. Redbirds with Brian. He says he would keep him. Bonkers says loan, and I think Alexander says loan as well. Okay.
That's
How about for you, Lee? What would you do?
See, I've already done one loan for Tyler Morton, so I'm running on empty as far as having many more.
And don't forget, Bajcetic is still
Yeah.
at home. So
Bajcetic's still out there. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more players to go.
But I am going to keep him. Yeah, I'll keep McConnell.
Two of them, most likely. I mean, Gomez and Simicast, you're not going to loan those two players, but obviously. But okay, you're going to keep them?
Yeah, I'll keep him. Yeah.
Okay. Loan, keep. All right, so you guys are stuck between loan and keep. I'll put the loan in there for you guys from McConnell. How about for Peter Luga? The goalkeeper.
I like one of theirs, but he sounds all right.
What's his ASL?
Yeah, you're up, Lee. You're up, Lee, first this time. So what would you like to do with them?
Peter Luga's 23-year-old goalkeeper.
Marcelo. Oh,
Did
not
I get
Peter.
that right?
Not Peter Luga. He said, yeah.
No, Peter Luga. What's that? Is he 23-year-old goalkeeper?
I don't know. I don't think he's that old. No, he's 21.
Yeah, he's been around a little while. Okay, so 21-year-old keeper. Okay.
6'4", 21-year-old keeper turns 22 in December 20th of this year. What are we doing with this young man? Was on loan with St. Patrick's Athletic. Are you keeping
Who's up? Who's up?
Oh, I said Lee's up. He's up.
Oh yeah, Lee, you're up. I was thinking, yeah.
Okay, Peter Luga.
Yeah, let's just call him Peter Luger from now on.
Looks like Peter Lorre.
Yeah, Peter Luger.
Yeah, Peter Lorre with his
Isn't that?
Luga.
Yeah.
I'll let him go.
Sell. There's a couple of sells, a couple of keeps out there. Bonker said sell. Red Armchair Supporter said sell Redbird said keep. Alexander said sell. Red Armchair, supporter said wasn't great on loan. Apparently, he wasn't actually great on loan.
No, it all went badly wrong from at St. Pat's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work out at all.
We've got that other bloke now. What's the other bloke called? What is it?
Yaros.
Yaros is looking good for. He's looked good in his opportunities.
Yeah, sell.
So,
Short and sweet, sell.
Sell all across the board here. It looks like.
Yep.
Even though Repper did have him as a keep, but it looks like the majority were sell in the chat.
If you've got Ali, Quivine, and Yaros, and you got Mama lined up, then yeah, let him go.
It's a shame. Yeah, there's a lot of promise put on him. It's a shame.
Yeah, he's good. He is good. Like, he needs to go and sort of I think after the Irish loan move apparently was just like traumatic for him. You need to go somewhere and be playing every week and be really good, whatever level that is at. Just go there and start again, and just play every week and get your mental health right and all that, because apparently he wasn't good, you know. So I just want whatever makes him happy. Go and play for a club that'll be, oh, you're our best keeper. We think you're really good. That's what he needs now. A reboot, confidence-wise. Got to look out for these things.
So, Redbird said he got his goalies mixed up. So he's mixed it. He's changed it to sell. How about for Callum Scanlon? Scanlon is 19 years old, plays left back for us.
The left back conundrum. Yeah. I must be up first.
Yes, you're up first.
Yeah, another kid I don't know a huge amount.
He's played a couple of times for us. He has played a couple of times.
I mean, it is a position that within a year, say, we could go from, say we sold Simi now, right? And then next summer, Robbo was to leave. You know, all of a sudden, you could go from him being someone who was way in the background to within a year having a spot. I don't know enough about him, so I say keep. He could have a future, you know, if we progress. Like, we bring in a new guy, but all of a sudden he could be the new Simicast. I don't know enough. I don't know enough to say, oh, sell him. He's not good enough. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say keep.
Okay. Lee. Lee, you there? Up, Lee's on.
Yeah, I was just getting a drink. Yeah, I was just getting a drink. I'm back now.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I had that big screen up of all the young players here. Some of them are the players that we've been talking about. I don't think Scanlon's in. He's not in this photo.
Yeah, we have some FA Cup men.
Oh, you know what else could be? I guess we could have had. I guess he's going to just be kept because, I mean, like, I haven't really heard much buzz about Kumas being a player that was going anywhere.
No, we like some of these guys. It can't be just Bradley. I mean, and Kwanzaa. I think Kwanzaa, Bradley, Dan's, Kumas. I'd like to think that they are just as good. Yeah, and one of the midfielders. Like, it'd be brilliant to think that Dan's and Kumas are just as good in their positions as Kwanzaa and Bradley are. Because if they are, then you've got one of the best young attacking mids with Kumas, and a brilliant young striker with Dan's. And yeah, we're not even getting on to, like, I think Neoni's played his way into the first team picture now at this stage. Not starting, but in the 23 for the first team squad. I think he's actually skipped a grade, as you say. I think he's gone straight to the seniors. He may drop back out, but especially now that us not making transfers, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Trey Neoni maybe in the stands because he doesn't make the bench, but as a fully fledged member of the first team squad, on the coach, at the hotel, training with the first team, you know, all of that. Minutes against Man United, no. Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but definitely you're not an under 23s. You're not a U player. You've kind of accelerated your progress, young man. You know, and I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it. So, and he's not as small as I thought he was. I saw him in some pictures and I thought he was really tiny. He's not tiny at all.
Well, we have. Let's go then to. So, what was interesting is that you got none of you guys. There was no loans out there. You guys had the 2 loans, and none of you used any of the loans, unless we get this
Yeah,
thing. Unless we
exactly.
get to
Yeah,
Pachetic. Pachetic is a player that we could see our first loan be dropped. Lee, what is your ruling on Pachetic and his future with the club?
Yeah, I don't want him to go on loan because it looks like we're not buying anyone. If we don't buy anyone, it's silly letting them go on loan. It doesn't make sense letting them go on loan if we're not buying anyone because
Mm-hmm.
we can't get injuries in that position, and then we'd be short and we'd be leaving ourselves short for no apparent reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you want to keep him? I'm taking it.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Not only do I keep him, I want to see him in the team as soon as possible.
Okay. Brian, what's your red armchair says you have a good point there, Lee. What's your prognosis?
yeah, mixed feelings because you know he's one of my favorite players, really, already for stupid reasons. But I wanted to see all that happen this year, but that was based on him having a full season last year. I think that's what's kicked this back. I think he's had, you know, kind of a reverse Neoni. He was supposed to have his breakout year last year, and he didn't get to have it. So now he's been knocked back. So, with that in mind, I would love nothing more than to see Bajcetic playing for us because I think he's a brilliant player. And but timing, it just didn't work out. And the main thing is that the club seem intent on loaning him out. And the only reason the club seem intent on loaning him out, I can think, is that they don't think he's going to play. Which again, I'm not condoning or advocating. But if they don't think he's going to play, then I do not want to see him miss all of last season through injury and then miss basically all of next season sitting on the bench, getting 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there. And that basically means he goes 2 years at his kind of very, an incredibly important age developmentally in football and time. To go 2 years with no football could set him back massively. So if he's not going to play, he must go out on loan. He has to go out on loan. I want him to stay and I want him to play. But again, I think if we are going to let him go, there seems to be a confidence here that we are bringing people in. He is the most complicated one. But for me, he needs to be playing because he's missed so much. And like I said, another season of doing nothing could kind of set him back 5 years. So I think for his career, as much as I want to see him be at Liverpool, I, I want to see him, you know, do what's right for him, what's best for him. And then I want to see him basically go to South Vigo, go to wherever it is, and then come back to Liverpool next season and be a top player.
What if he
That's what
goes
I
and
want to
does
see happen.
all by January? You know what I mean?
19,
No,
19
that's
years
what you
old
do.
is the age.
Yeah.
He turns
He's
20 in
so good.
October, by the way,
He's so good on the
of this
ball.
year.
I remember
Yes.
the game I'll never forget is the game he started at right back and he played the inverted role.
Yeah.
And it was just like this kid is just born to play football. He's just so good on the ball. Not saying he's perfect, not saying he won't have setbacks, not saying he can do everything, but just his touch on the ball, his awareness, everything. Yeah, I'll be really disappointed if he doesn't come to fruition at us. But you've got to be so careful with these young players in their development. And I have a special interest in how he gets on.
Yeah, look, you guys got Redbird kind of wavering back between keep or loan.
That means it's a good debate. That means it's a good debate. You know, that just means like we're not all here nodding in agreement with each other and saying, "Yeah, I agree with you and I agree with Falcon." You know, so you know, it's you just need a bit of debate sometimes. Everybody agreeing with each other is boring.
I think we've seen enough of him so far to know that he's like competent in the Premier League to start games and would never let us down and all that. Like, you know what I mean? I just think he's
Not at
too
all.
good a player to let walk away on loan unless he's guaranteed to like play a lot of games. But you never get a guarantee when players go on loan. You know, if the whole thing of letting him go is so he can play, then I don't know. I think we've got enough games that he can play enough to get because we're not looking at him playing every game all the time and getting knackered. We're looking at using him sparingly at the beginning. Say,
I'm with you,
it,
man. I'm with you. That's what I
more,
don't understand the
more and
vibe from
more
the club.
appearances of longer and longer nature, and then like some starts and that, and see what he's got and if he's up to it, which we know he is. So that'll be
No,
fine. We already
Lee,
know.
I'm totally with you, and that's the point. That's why I was so surprised when I heard this announcement from the club that they were looking for him to go on loan. I really didn't expect that at all. I was okay. I thought there would be, like you said, plenty of time for him. But then this comes out that that's what they want him to do. So if that's what they're telling me, that's what they think he should do, then I don't want him to be stuck at a club if we're not going to use him. But I don't see how we don't use him. It's like not a catch-22, but it's a really weird situation. And he can't have come in and said he's not good enough. There's no chance Slot has come in and go, oh, he's not good enough. That can't be the show.
Alexander says we don't really need Bajcetic. Red Armchair Supporter says no question about his ability, but possibly needs a run of games to get back to his top level. Bonkers just says flat out keep him. He needs playing time. Yeah. But he does need playing time. And then he's also saying, yeah, but if we Red Armchair Supporter saying if we sign no midfielder, then it's a keep for him. So.
Yeah, well, it's all contingent on a lot of things, isn't it? So much of it is contingent on. It'd be much easier if we had two people in the door. It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah. What was it that we were going to do with Gomez? I'm putting people's names together badly. Joe Gomez, because I have Gomez right next to him. Sorry,
the new power couple in Liverpool.
Joe Gomez. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Benefer is gone.
Joe Gomez.
Benefer broke up, so there's room.
Benefer is no longer a thing. Yeah, there you go. There's room. There's definitely room. What about Joe Gomez? Do we try to convince Joe to hold tight for this year, understanding that he would be the third and fourth choice when it comes to those those roles and those positions for the club, but also knowing that being that injuries happen, that that it could very likely change for his for him to be called upon as a contributor. Or do we sell him while his stock is still extremely high?
Lee.
I'm gonna bring up Lee, but before I get that, let me get his get all of his info for you in the sense of like when his birthday is.
27, Liverpool legend.
Yes, 27-year-old, but he turns 28 in May, so he's just turned 27 pretty much.
He's got a classic 4-year deal left in him.
Yeah, and he still has about 4 years, 3-4 years left on his deal. So.
Who is this?
This is Joe Gomez.
Oh God!
You're gonna try to keep Joey. Or you're gonna try to, or you're gonna just sell him. I mean, because this is probably the height of what you're gonna get for him will probably be what you see currently in his price. So he's rated at a 23 million pound center back or a defender. And most likely, usually when you see those numbers, just double them, and that's probably what the market is going to end up getting you. So even though it says 23 million pounds, probably like 45, 46 million.
Now that we've sold Vandenberg, we don't need the money, mate. So we should buy as well. Keep Joe and buy as well. But I would accept, like, if we bought someone and Joe wanted to leave and said, "Oh, there's a new guy in town. That's more numbers. I'm going." I would accept that. But I still want him
Mhm.
to stay even if we bought. I was looking at us buying a centre back and keeping him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As
So,
fullback.
so you want to keep him or you want to sell him? You want to keep him, right?
Keep him, yeah. It's too valuable. Too
How about
valuable.
for you, Brian?
If Joe Gomez was on the bench last week, this would be a different conversation. But he wasn't on the bench last week. Why wasn't he on the bench? Because he was
Yeah.
left out of the squad in case offers came in. And he's prepared to go if we get a price. He's happy to talk to a club. Not my words, that's the internet quote. He's happy to talk to a club if our valuation is met. That's why he's left out of the squad. So that's a guy who's, pretty much sitting in the airport waiting for an agent to ring him and go, yeah, it's London, it's Munich, it's wherever, Valencia, but I think he goes. Like Alex, I think he goes. And
Oh, you think he
also,
goes to just any club just to get the starts, even if it's
oh
not
no, I
a
think he
club thing?
goes. No, I just think he go. I think he will. We will get probably an offer from somebody. Someone will panic.
We'll get an offer for sure. But I meant like,
Yeah,
I just
someone will
mean
panic.
like if it's like a club like
A
I don't know.
Roma, he could get a Roma. You know the way like they bought Chris Smalling a while ago and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He could end up getting a move like that.
Thing is,
so
though, like, if we're
I would
wanting
sell though. I would
upwards
sell
of
because
30, we won't get it from Italy. When the Italians
Interesting.
buy a centre half like Smalling or someone, they're looking at paying 20 or 15. You know what
Well,
I
there's a
mean?
lot of clubs. There's a lot of clubs that were
We're
interested in
paying
Lee. Like Bayern
45.
Munich was one of those clubs that was
a
interested in
lot of
him.
clubs. A lot of clubs.
Obviously, Newcastle was interested in him as well. There was Villa were interested in him as well. They weren't necessarily interested in the price evaluation that we had set for him, but they were interested in trying to see if he was acquirable.
I mean, Palace have sold that guy that I really like, Joachim Anderson to Fulham. So
You're joking.
could he go to
They've
London?
sold to Fulham, yeah?
Yeah, to Fulham. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a done deal, but people were saying last night that that's happening. I like the London thing. Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? I think we will have offers and he'll have offers. It is getting pretty tight though. But if he gave me we're kind of in a bit of a fire sale mood. So it's like, well, look, if we're selling everyone, why not sell everything?
Right.
Let's get everything. Let's just start again. Let's just really, really clean house here, But also this whole column, like we were saying last night, there's a column full of money coming in and players leaving, but there's a column beside it that's empty. It's, we got dust bowls, and that ain't gonna play for long.
Yeah.
That's, that can't be sustained. It's
mean,
okay to get rid of
no
them.
signings, really? None? Just joking.
We're still up there. We're still. I mean, it's that we might. Is there a trophy? If we finish the transfer window as the only team not to make a sign, is there a trophy for that? Then the quintuple is on. Forget the quad. The quintuple is on.
I mean, there was. I know I saw Grizz on Twitter putting out a tweet saying, "Is it time to panic? Sepp is gone. Clark is gone. Gomez on way, or do we force to stay? Simicast rumors too now. What's going on, Husky?" Or obviously talking about Richard Hughes. What is your answer to that? I don't know. I don't think Seth Vandenberg leaving was any DEFCON. You move the DEFCON meter.
Yeah, exactly. We're not calling the president. We're not calling the president now, are we?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think
Mr.
Bobby Clark
President
even,
Bobby Clark just left.
Exactly.
Call Chuck Norris.
Texas Ranger, get him on the horn. I mean, even with Gomez or even with Simicast, none of those players make you go, "Oh, it's time to, really panic and oh, what are we doing? What we're doing?" But I can understand what Brian's comment is that the fact that that little bit of like kitty is getting very, very large. In the transfer kitty is getting very large, and I also know I saw a comment out there. There was like it wasn't a meme. It was like a cartoon depiction, and they try to make it seem like FSG is getting all this money, and their bank accounts are getting richer and richer. FSG isn't taking this money and putting it in their pockets. That's not the reason why they're selling these players. What it does do is bring back some type of maneuverability for them to go and get a possible big name acquisition or to get multiple acquisitions. Very similar, because now that number is getting in that range of what we have, for instance, when we bought Ali and BVD, So I honestly would like to see us get some type of acquisitions back that definitely atone towards that kind of number being accessible. But did you say Joe Gomez sell or keep, Brian? I don't think I got your answer. Brian's on mute, actually. That's why I didn't get his answer. Okay, that's good. Everyone in the chat was kind of like just a week left. I get that. I get it. I didn't see anyone's answers necessarily in the chat as to what they want to do with Joey. Do they want to keep him, or do they want to sell him and bring in maybe like a big name? I mean, like if you sell, my point is if you sell him for, let's say, make it easy numbers. Let's say you sell him 50 million. You got 50 million pounds for Joe Gomez. That's good business. I personally would like to see us get like closer to 60. But I mean,
yeah, but for a club that's already brought in Carvalho's money, Vandenberg's money, the Solanke's sell-on money, and at the same time hasn't spent any actual money yet on a transfer. Do we really need to sell Joe Gomez? Do we need the money even if we get a good offer?
Well, what is the offer that as Red Armchair supporter says, he says keep unless we get an offer we can't refuse. What is the offer that you can't refuse? What is the bottom line number that makes you say, oh, wow, 60 million, 55 million?
It wouldn't have used 60, 65. If somebody said 60, 65, I'd encourage Joe to go myself if we could have that much for him, but not for like 40.
I mean, considering the market, I think he's got just as much,
experience should count. Experience should count. Experienced defenders should cost more than
experienced. Red Armchair supporter saying 40 million as he's a utility player. He's a utility player for us, but if he were at a Southampton, or if he was at a Villa possibly, or even like he would probably start. I think he would start for Villa. I'll bring up Villa's team. Actually, he would start for Newcastle. I think he would. I honestly do. I don't think he would start as a right back or left back, but I think he could start as a center back for those two teams. Let's see. That's if he wants to go. I wouldn't stand in his way. Yeah, for sure. I still have Maldini. We do have Nat still. Bonker says 60, 65. He's more on the range of where I'm looking at.
Sorry.
No problem. And for I understand Gehi is a lot younger, but I mean, I just don't think that Gehi provides you all the versatility that Joe brings. And that's why I'm thinking, if you're looking to get 60, 65, if not, I think the number was closer to 70 million for a like that, or you're trying to get Brent Waite is a young player, but if you're looking to get 70 million or 75 million for that player, I mean, it's not like Gomez isn't creme proven. It's not like he doesn't have a great bit of versatility. Again, I mean, let me see. I'm just trying to find a Villa squad, actually. What was your answer for Gomez, too? We're just debating on Gomez. and the make me move price for Gomez too. Big up,
Oh well,
Jimmy.
obviously I'm in the sell him category because it looks like that's what we want to do, and I don't want players that we don't want, and I don't want players that don't want to be here.
Mhm.
So if you've got a player that's been told, look, they've had the meeting in the office, Joe, you're not part of my plans. Fabio, you're not part of my plans. Sep, not part of my plans. Bajcetic, we want you to go on loan. And you have to go and make your choices after that. But I don't want an unhappy camp. I don't want, disharmony in the camp where you've got a guy who's not Chelsea level of, two lads training alone on a pitch. But, I just want people that are in the team and, not people that are kind of a drain on the energy because they're not playing and they should be, or someone like Joe who's highly respected. It is a really difficult one to get right. But I think the price, is 40 million. So that sounds about right for a player like him. The Gahey thing is like, is Gahey worth 70 if Joe is only worth 40, I suppose.
That's why I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like the market for what you put in all those extra little caveats that we always hear about the
But
the
Gahey
Premier
started
League
at the Euros,
and the fact that if he were to stay in the Prem at least, the Premier League tax. Then you add on top of that maybe even the homegrown tax as well, considering he's an English-born player. And
but
like you look at a Villa, for instance. Okay, go ahead.
No, sorry, I was just saying Gahey starts for England in the Euros. Gomez doesn't get on the pitch. So Palace will say, and so this is what Palace will say. Palace, he's worth more than Gomez. He's a starting England international. Gomez he's got 7 years, all this stuff. But to me, if you were to sell Gomez for 40 and bring in Gahey for 75 million, I wouldn't be. Yeah, I don't know if that'd be worth it.
I look at this Villa.
Upgrade that is.
Looking at the Villa's back line, for instance, they have Lucas Digne, they have Pau Torres, Kanza, and they have Matty Cash, right? Even if for West Ham, if you're looking at Kufal,
they have Maatsen. Villa have Maatsen. Digne won't be there for long. They're selling him apparently, but Maatsen.
Okay, whether they sell him or not, I'm just telling you that's the team that played last week. Okay, that's.
Last week. No, I'm just but when he's fit, that guy they paid 40 million for him, isn't from Chelsea. Villa, their left back, so he'll take Digne's place. And there's that guy that got injured. Is it Carlos? That's the only centre half they have, I think.
Or even if you talk about, let's go and look at Newcastle, for instance. Newcastle, I'm not going to bring up Southampton. That's ridiculous. But Newcastle is looking at a team of back line of obviously he's not going to Livramento is going to start, but Schär, Lewis Hall, and Dan Burn played center back for them. I mean, he could be. I'm just trying to give the point of just saying I believe that he is an upgrade over some of these players that I'm mentioning. I think he is still an upgrade
on Dan Burn. Yeah, probably he might even take Schär's place in that team. Botman, when he's fit, will start, and then they have Schär, Dan Burn and somebody else. I think Gomez wouldn't be far off starting in that team. I mean, I think he's better than Schär. Definitely.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
He's definitely better than Dan Burn.
Yeah. If you're looking at maybe like if we were to do like if we were to do something of like I don't think we would do a swap deal, but I mean like if we were to look at Wolves, for instance, I'm just going through some of these teams at least. I mean, you're looking at Nori on the left, and you're looking at Gomez, you're looking at Mascara and Doherty on the right.
Really?
I mean, like, I don't know, man. I just think that like a lot of these teams, they would be very, very fortunate to get a player of Gomez's caliber.
he's too good for Wolves. No way.
Especially for a 40 million, especially for what center backs, or at least quality center backs are going for, center halves are going for in the league. That is a very, very, very good price.
Like I said the other night, you were talking about Wolves there. West Ham gave them 40 million for that Max Killman guy.
Yeah.
Like, and he didn't even get an England squad. Like, he's very highly rated, by the way. I mean, there are people saying, like,
no, he is. He was their captain
really
last year,
good.
I think, right?
Yeah.
I think he was their captain.
But if he cost 40 million, you know,
and he's only playing, yeah, exactly. And he's only playing like primarily one role or one position on the pitch. I just think that versatility should matter something. It should mean something, considering that you're getting a player that you can put in as a right back, center back, or a left back. That's huge. That's a huge, huge
like,
thing.
I'm surprised he isn't that guy at West Ham. Yeah, I'm surprised. Like at the start of the season or start of the window, like I was kind of like, yeah, West Ham, they totally give us 50 million for Gomez. They absolutely would do that, like that, and a London team and all of that. I kind of had one eye on him going there, but I'm surprised they didn't put, like, they love an England player. West Ham, you know, he's a Londoner, he's an England boy. Centre half, they obviously needed one. They always have a bit of money to spend, as they've shown this year. They've been spending, you know, every week they've been buying somebody, it looked like. So I thought he was a good shout to go there. The likes of Southampton and Wolves and anything, I'm like, no chance. I'd rather see him go and play like for Atalanta or something like that, like a European club in the Champions League, go and, you know, do something really different, because he'd be appreciated on the continent.
It is 25 minutes in. It's still 0-0 in that Chelsea matchup. But I think they just score. They might have just scored. I'll double check and see. They're putting the pressure on. Servette was putting the pressure on them. I think they might have just possibly scored, though.
I think it was 95-96 we last played Servette in the UEFA Cup, and we won 6-3 on aggregate.
Yeah, they used to be around about the place, didn't they? It's a while since I've heard their name in European competition, but yeah, one of those.
Last 30 years nearly now, 95, 96. It was around then when we played Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final of the Cup Winners' Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we played Paris Saint-Germain. I think it was that season.
Yeah.
We were in the Cup Winners' Cup as runners-up in the FA Cup to Man United, who done the double and beat us at Wembley when Cantona scored later on. That's why we were in the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah, I watched that game not that long ago. I don't think so.
They don't put a serious offer in for Joey. I just answered by saying no, but there have been some inquiries.
I mean, this is the 22nd. Well, it may as well be 23rd of August, lads. I mean, this could go wrong where you have a player who has been told he can leave and then nothing happens and he's there at the club. So hopefully, you know, it's all been handled in such a way that if he does stay, everything will be fine. But again, yeah, what can you do? I mean, you can have all the ideas you want, but until the phone rings and there's a club on the other end that says we want to buy that player, you can't do anything. You can't send a player somewhere. You can't make them go.
No, well, I'm about to say I even up that to the point where, hey, if the player says no, I'm not interested, then
even that, yeah, it's got to be the right,
deal.
like freaking Barnsley can ring up and say, or Charlton can ring up and say, well, we'll take you back. Yeah, well, can you give me fucking 150 grand a week? Yeah. You know, I don't know what he's on. He's probably on a decent wage, Joe. You know, he wouldn't be on small money.
He's not on. He's not on.
Like
he's not on 150.
No, he's not on the stupid one. But at 27, that's what I was kind of saying earlier. He's in the prime now. Last big deal scenario. 27, 4-year contract brings him up to 31. He could still get a good deal. Like he can still get a good wage now if he signs somewhere for 4 years. So it is very much.
He's on £85,000 and he's signed to two. And he's still got 3 years left on this deal up
Yeah.
to 2027. 85,000 pounds a week at least.
Yeah, he could get a bump. He could go to Palace if they give him 100 grand a week. He could. Like,
We don't
they
lose
give him
anything
100
if
grand a
he
week.
stays. I think we gain something if he stays, to be honest with you.
No, we don't lose anything at all if he stays, man. Jeez.
I think we gain something if he stays because, we're all talking about how the sheer fact of having depth in this team is important for a lot of people. I think Joey brings depth, and he brings depth to all four positions in that back line in just one player. So I think that's why it'd be good to see him stay.
But look, like we said, he was left out of the squad for those reasons. So like it has to be handled correctly. If it's handled well, and he's happy to come back in, if he doesn't get that move, then we have a player we need and we can use. Like he's like a Milner now. The closest thing we have to a Milner, a guy that you can play here, there, and everywhere, kind of thing.
Yeah, he could even play your DM for you guys.
Knows the club inside out, probably. He's never been a problem. I've never seen a back page
he's a humble
front
person.
page
Humble
headline
guy.
about Joe being out on here or any of this stuff. He's a good guy to have around.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's seen it all here. He's seen it all. He's seen it all happen. He was here when B-Dog was here,
Yep. I wanted to bring in something that was going to be just kind of like, since it is Thursday, we could do like a little throwback kind of reminisce, and I'll allow for I don't think we have Norm back from his karate classes, but
nah, he's chopping people up in some gym somewhere, man. He's just
but I wanted to bring this in to fold. So I wanted to bring this in, and that is
karate.
20 years ago. This is Luis Garcia saying this. This is a quote. He said, 20 years ago, I made a very tough decision, becoming probably the best decision I've ever taken. Life is about challenges, getting out of your comfort zone, and embracing what you have in front of you, and you'll never walk alone.
Duo, them two,
What a
man.
Man. Jesus.
Yeah. This was on
this is
August,
as good as it
this
gets.
is 2 days ago, but on August 20th, 2004. This was our Spanish connection.
No wonder Rafa looks pleased. He's yes, I've got through here, mate. You'll like these.
Yeah.
You'll like these.
It doesn't even matter. Like this guy on the right, he's an absolute maverick. But this boy on the left, oh my God. Yeah. Like we all knew like that was going to be the deal. You remember the Guillaume Balaguer days, where it was all about Spanish players. And that was like the 2002 World Cup as well. Spain were starting to kind of dominate world football, and it was all about those boys. And yeah, they weren't like top bracket. They weren't like Alonso wasn't even in the Spain team. Garcia was, a bit part player as well. But like we thought we didn't really know what we were getting. We thought we all thought like the tricky attacking, flair player from Barcelona, Garcia, he's going to be one everyone's going to love. And this Alonso guy, he's a defensive midfielder. Okay. People didn't really get it back then. What's it, they didn't care that much.
Announced himself immediately, as I remember. I think it was West Brom victims on his debut. It was a lovely finish. It's like, we've got a player there.
And Rafa, man, I know he's cold. Like you read all the stories about him now, how like the guy he just didn't do man management. That was not his thing.
Yeah. Rafa
but I loved him. I loved Rafa as a manager. I really loved him. I just thought the way he did stuff until it got a bit wobbly at the end. But and I loved him before he even came here because I saw what his Valencia team did to us.
Yeah, same here, mate. Yeah,
that was an annihilation. They took us to pieces at Anfield. I mean, they were breaking up Spain. They were winning the league. And we're getting that guy. Okay.
For him to assemble that Valencia side as quickly as he did after coming in and then be able to win the league so quickly 2 years in a row was like outstanding, wasn't it? We
Yeah,
talked.
I think
I'm not going to go
compare.
through it again, but go through like 1 to
Yeah,
11, and then the subs of that Valencia team, how good it was. It was
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. No, I think them like him and Mourinho at the time. It was Chelsea got Mourinho, and we got Rafa, but it was like you're talking probably the two best in the world. Like I remember I was living in Holland when he was announced. So and there was no internet. Well, there was internet cafes, but there was no internet in the house. And it just
Yeah.
came on like a Dutch news channel, and
Mm.
so it was all in Dutch, but it was just him walk. It was one of these kind of old days. It got announced pretty quickly, and it was just Rafa walking out at Liverpool, and Dutch news people talking up. But I got the message, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is like there'd been talk, but it was so cool. I thought he was the best in the business at the time. Like,
Well, it
Yeah,
would have been nice.
we had the
It would have been,
program for the 1981 European Cup final because my stepdad was there. I used to look at it when I was a kid, and Rafa was in on their subs bench there. But I didn't know who he was then. I just used to see the name like Rafael Benitez, and then when we got him, he said he was in the squad, and I looked and went, "Bloody hell, that was him."
didn't
um,
know that.
Yeah, he was in Wales squad against us in the 81 European Cup final in Paris. On the losing side was Rafa on the bench.
it would be nice to see some. It would be nice to see some other Spanish players maybe have chosen or want to choose to do what Luis Garcia has said here, which is make some tough decisions and and taking on life as a challenge because it is for each and every one of us, getting out of your comfort zone and embracing what you have in front of you. And I agree with him. He says you'll never walk alone. And ever since he's made this decision, Garcia has never walked alone, and he never will. So
It's crazy though. He went straight back.
yeah,
Like he went back to Barcelona. Like that's what that's sort of like we remember him, but he was
Rafa
only
ever
here for
bother
such a
taking a
brief
picture on the
period.
pitch with Albert Riera?
Oh, good Jesus.
Fast forward a few years from this happy scene, and you see
Yeah,
Rafa like and inside his head, he'll be going, "Right, I wanted David Silva, and he got me this fella, Albert Riera."
Albert Riera, face for radio if ever there was one.
there is this too. I'm going to add this as well. This isn't a throwback, but I just wanted to give you some a warm fuzzy throwback moment because those players and even the coach were definitely have some fond memories of them. But this is our next 8 fixtures. We have 2 international breaks. I know that was in room 101, so
Yeah.
apparently they didn't get the memo.
No.
Two's a joke, right? This is like this is hilarious now. This is so bad.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. I mean, the national teams, these national teams will always say that they want as much time as they can get to, obviously bring in some revenue for their coffers and also just to get the team in line with what they want to do, despite the fact that they just came back from some major tournaments. Yeah, I know, more friendlies, exactly.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if these are international tournaments, I mean, that's not about money. So, if they have to play them, that's fine. But it's the friendlies that I have a problem with. And one of those, I guarantee you, one of those is a friendly break. It's not an actual qualifiers for a competition.
Mm-hmm.
So, those are the ones that they have to play these games, whatever the time is horrible. But it's the friendlies that need to be. That's what the Nations League was supposed to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this
to
kind
put
of stuff.
an actual international tournament in place of just having all these pointless
Like
friendlies.
if you have to play a fucking World Cup qualifier, okay, you got to play it. You got to play it sometime.
Right.
But it's just the pointlessness of stopping 2 weeks after an Olympics, a Copa, and a Euros to play non-competitive games. Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to get rid of it, apparently. It's here to stay.
One more reason to hate the modern game.
It's not a bad run, is it? After, like, between
the
them.
way it's like put in as well, like, just it looks like someone's done it as a joke, like they haven't done that. Like, people who grabbed that and went, let's put it in on a little weird and do people's head in.
Yeah, if you look at the two like the games, the 4 between the 2 breaks, and then the 2 after.
The 4, I think that's why I brought this up, is because we got hit with these 3 games that are big games, considering it's Manchester United. It's a huge game. That's normally the game that's one of the biggest games on the schedule, period, every year. But we also got...
Good to get it out of the way, I think.
Yeah, it's good to get it out of the way. And it's also good to get not only that game out of the way, but to get that game out of the way as an away fixture.
Oh, exactly. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, no, I want to keep the home fixture. I want that for, 100%. Yeah.
So, and then it is going to be kind of interesting to see that Brentford being, we just sent them 2 players. And those are 2 of our bigger sales for this year, have been the 2 players we sent to them. That's going to be interesting to see them return to Anfield against us. And I keep wanting to emphasize the fact that Ipswich was not a walkover game. I mean, the fact that was a moment game for Ipswich, being it was the beginning of a season game, and you have the crowds hyped up. You have the players definitely knowing that this is their big opportunity. This is them on the top in the top league, the top flight, but also it's not like they're playing it's not like they're playing like a Bournemouth or a Wolves or like a Palace or something. You're playing one of the top clubs in the league as your first game. So, like,
at least we're not at half 12 after both international breaks or either of them. But we will be soon enough. The next ones we will be.
Palace. There's a Palace one there.
Palace is a 12:30 game before. Yeah.
Everything else is normal.
Yeah, it's the after that's the problem. It's 12:30 after, when they've all just come back from South America and Japan and places on a plane a few hours before. Remember, McAllister had just got back he played on the far side of South America from here, somewhere like Peru or something like, and then he had to fly back here. Remember, he was jet lagged and he played and he was like knackered. Remember, he played.
McAllister. Yeah, when he came back. Yeah, because it's unfortunately when you do have players that have to go over that many time zones,
he actually said he was falling asleep.
And then also possibly playing in like. I'm not sure. I think he might have played Bolivia or something like that, or
it's like
when he got back, he said he was falling asleep during Klopp's team talk. That time.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do is be playing like a team like Bolivia or Ecuador or something like that. Some of these countries that are like way above, as in like above sea level type things.
Oh, Bolivia is crazy.
He was I think they've got like as well that time when he come back. That done him in as well. That exacerbated this jet lag, the fact that he'd been at really high altitude in the Andes.
When they go to Bolivia, they all get oxygen, all the players now. Like, and if you look at like the Bolivians, if you look at their record, I think it's La Paz is at home, and their record away. It's like it's ridiculous. Like people go there. People go there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like it is. It's playing up. I think it's like 40,000. No, not 40. It's 4,000 feet or something like that. 4,000.
Yeah, it's a fortress above sea.
Oh, it's crazy. No, it's like mountaineering.
No,
it's like
it makes a difference.
Mountain.
Look.
Oh, it doesn't. It not only makes a difference.
Like
it makes it
where Eagles dare.
But like literally, they do have to take them, give them oxygen to stop them getting.
No, they do. They absolutely do.
Yeah, and you fly back from there, and then you go to Chile, and then you go all the way back across South America, and then you fly back to England, and it's like, hey, how'd you feel about playing? Hey, wake up, dickhead! How'd you feel about playing tomorrow? Well, I mean, come on, like Darwin gets 18 hours between getting back from 2 games crisscrossing South America. That kind of stuff. People say, "Well, don't buy South American or don't buy African players if you don't want them to go to AFCON."
That's stupid.
Okay,
That's just
well,
dumb. That's dumb to
we
hear.
won't
Like
bring the
that
best players
argument
to
is
the
like
league then.
right. Like that's just a dumb. That's what I mean. Like sometimes when you have these conversations with people, that's just a dumb statement. No, well, let's just don't buy African players or just don't buy players from South America. Well, we want the best league in the world, right? That means you get the best players in the world. It's that simple, like it's just that simple. I know that we will be having also, I know that there was the question here brought in.
When's the Champions League
I'm trying to
start?
remember. We will, what's that?
When's the Champions League start?
We will be having, what I was going to say is that we will be having Champions League come up. But I think Champions League is not where the games that are coming up for Champions League are like the playing games for them too, I think. Are the initial ones, right?
Yeah, the qualifiers.
Is that how we're doing it this year?
Oh, the qualifiers start like way ahead. Like some of them will order like the preliminary.
They're this month.
About 3 rounds.
Starting like
they've all been played. Yeah. The likes of the Irish teams, the Icelandic teams, and those random guys. Then you'll get 2. Then you get 1. Then you'll
it looks like I was going to say. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, Galatasaray is going to be there. They're playing Young Boys on August 27th, and then you got Sparta Prague, a team that we played. In Europa, that are going to be playing Malmo. You got that's cool for them. FC Red Bull Salzburg going to play Dynamo Kiev on the 27th. And then you'll have Belgrade versus Bodø on the 28th. And then Lille versus Slavia Prague. Karabakh, who I think Karabakh was the team that gave Real Madrid a couple. Yeah, they were some problems.
They were the one you remember Leverkusen, like Bayer Leverkusen had about like 9 post 90-minute goals last season. Like they had loads of late comebacks, and Karabakh was one of them. Like I think they were 2-0 down, based 2 goals down with like 4 minutes to go or something against Karabakh. And everyone was like, Alonso, he's lost the magic touch, and like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, that's right. That's so right. I remember that. Yeah. What the hell? Because they were still on their winning streak.
They were on for
undefeated streak. On their undefeated streak. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the Europa League, and that was when we still thought we might meet them in Dublin. I think we were still in at that stage. No, I think we've been knocked out at that stage, actually. Maybe the week before, but yeah, they were just pulling crazy last-minute comebacks out of the bag every second week. And that was one of the biggest ones. Karabakh.
Oh, yeah, true. Red Armchair supporter says they can't be called Neverkusen anymore. That's certainly true. And also, let me say this: the Red Armchair statement here is spot on. He says the dumbest thing you'll hear is, "It's not my money." That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. Again, getting back to it. I don't know when our first champ. Let me look and see if I can find it on here. It'd be easier. I tried to just Google it real quick. But our first Champions League game, it's 0-0, by the way, so far in that Chelsea matchup. It's 2 legs, but that's at Stamford Bridge. Come on. I think we're all Servette fans temporarily for today. But let me see if I can't find our first Champions League game, actually, because I know that we do have Champions League starting up pretty soon. We will at least have it.
Lee there.
You there?
Lee, do you want some random? Yeah. Do you know why Young Boys are called Young Boys? Because it's kind of a weird name, right? Everybody knows. They never say it is. Do you know why? Do you want to know why Young Boys are called Young Boys?
something to do with a mountaineering club or something? It used to
Kind of,
go
yeah.
in
There
mountaineering.
was another club in the team called Old Boys.
All right.
That's it, and they set up in it's nothing to do with being like younger players. There was just a team in the same city called Old Boys.
There's a club in
Um,
Argentina called Old Boys, isn't it? New
Newell's
Old Boys.
Newell's Old Boys,
New
yeah.
Old Boys.
So they set up, and that they're literally it's got nothing to do with like being youth or anything like that. And they just kind of that club doesn't exist anymore, the Old Boys. But it's just like, yeah, we'll just call ourselves Young Boys then, and like it was fine then. But it kind of does sound a bit weird these days,
Yeah. Especially with Ben on the end.
Yeah, but
I'm looking to see when our first.
that's your moment of pointless football trivia.
There you go. When is our first? Does anyone know when our first Champions League game is? I'm looking on here. I don't see when our first.
It's usually like the second week in September-ish, isn't it? It's like about 5 or 6 league games. It's
That
usually
goes
about
more
5 league games,
mid-September
maybe.
usually, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's different this season because it's that whole league thing. It's a completely different format.
Yeah, no, that's what's especially why I was trying to figure out.
So,
or do they not have it
around
like they
4
would have
games.
at least the dates, but I don't know. Would they have like? I know they'll still have to figure out who are all the opponents, considering we still
Oh
got
yeah,
the
no, the
qualifiers
groups
and we
aren't
still got.
finished. Oh yeah, absolutely. The groups
Yeah.
haven't been completed, so you have to go through all these qualifiers to get the people that are going to go into the pot, and then you'll have your draw, and that's usually around a month into the season. I think it's usually around that, but again, yeah, it's freaking UEFA. They change it all the time. But yeah, you got to go through 1, 2, 3 qualifying rounds. So that's at least 3 weeks, right? So you're probably looking about 5 weeks from now that you'll know what the groups are. So probably 6 weeks from now, maybe, or not groups again. Yeah, it isn't groups.
Like,
it's a whole league type scenario now.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find. I'm looking for it on these fixtures here. See if I can find maybe because on Sofa it just has for some reason for Sofa Score they only have like just only our they have only our English Premier League games. Yeah, the I don't know why they don't have our other cup games. Let's see. That's weird for all the things for all the fixtures. Like I bring up ESPN for instance, Liverpool fixtures, all competitions. The only competition they have us in as being offered to show the schedule for is the Premier League. They don't have our cup
draws
schedule
until draws are made.
Places.
Yeah, until the draws are made, you won't get
like
the
wait until
thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. So as you said, September it'll probably I know that like we have again I know that we were just showing that how like September 7th is the international break, and then we also have the international break right in on the 12th. October 12th is going to be the international break. And then we might have, I'm wondering which week it will be that we'll have a double, because then there are going to be some weeks that we have 2 games. A lot of that's impactful because I know a lot of people have had us being, possible title contender. I know I have us as being a title contender. I believe you guys also have us being at least top 4. I know that we all have us as top 4, but I mean, like, I don't know if you have us for a consensus on us being title contention or not, but
depends on
these games are going to be important. These games are going to be very important. I like the fact that we're getting these games. Again, I'm just happy that we're getting these 3 games out of the like as in we got the banana peel, which is what I thought it could have been in that first game away at Ipswich. And then I think that we have Anfield, the confines of Anfield, which will be a nice homecoming for us, and hopefully we can continue the legacy of us being a fortress, Anfield being a fortress. Was that one of your bold predictions this year too, by the way, Brian? Was that
what the Ipswich is going to be
that Anfield?
Oh
no. That Anfield.
I
think
just keep
someone brought
hearing
up. I thought
my
someone said
Ipswich
Anfield's
predictions.
going to go undefeated at Anfield. That we wouldn't lose at Anfield this year. That was like someone. I thought someone brought that as a bold prediction up. That's a very bold prediction to not lose at Anfield.
Sure they did. Sure they did.
Yeah. But then again, Forest home, Bournemouth home, Wolves away. Crystal House, is it Crystal Palace? Again, I am so sorry with my. I don't know. I don't have dyslexia, but apparently I do today. Crystal Palace, it's definitely different than Pistol Palace, but Crystal Palace away. Yeah, I know we picked our 5 games. I know Brian also said. I think you said you had us at 13 points. I think you had this 13 points or something like that, or 12 points for the first 5. Do you remember what you said?
I think 11.
11. Yeah. I'm hoping we can get these 15. I mean, obviously,
I'm going to have to start copywriting. I'm going to have to start copywriting my predictions.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you might have to.
No, but I mean, I was the first person to call it a banana skin, and here we go. I'm just saying.
Oh, were you saying that about the Ipswich? Yeah. Okay.
I did a whole hour.
I don't mean to take. I don't mean to. I didn't mean.
I'm just hearing everything I said.
I'm not trying to steal your glory, and I will. And if anything, I will most likely try my best to always give props to those that make the statements and the declarations of whatever it is, because it's. I think it's important to do that. I personally think I like when people do that.
Who wants to talk about FPL?
Yes. Okay,
and
that sounds good.
Who wants to talk about Liverpool players and their FPL teams?
Yes, there you go. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up the current Fantasy Premier League titles here. Before we got about like 9 minutes left in this episode, I'll bring up where we're at and how we're looking. All right.
I'm interested in this outsider's point of view.
Yeah, so at the moment, while you're loading that
why up, are you not in the league? Are you not in the league, Lee? Lee, you need to be in the
doesn't
league.
play.
I've never done nothing like that. I've never been into any games in years.
No, so
I think the only thing that sucks about this is that I wish you could pick as many players from one team as you wanted.
No, that would ruin the game. You can. No, that would ruin. No, that's the whole point. You can only, with your 2 thing, you can only do 2 loans. Then basically can you imagine everybody would just have 11 Man City players? No, the three means
I would. I still would.
Yeah. No, but that's the core. That's literally one of the core.
At least more than 3. At least more than 3. I would like.
No, I
would like more than 3.
Well, I mean, write them an email, but it's always been 3. But who wants to know?
I know. I got you. I'm trying to find out how I can show our. I'm trying to look for how I can show
go into your team. Go into your team.
I'm in the team. It says status, pick team, points. Transfers, league cups, fixtures, the scout, podcast
go into your
stats.
Points. No, just go into your points. Go into your team and then go into your points.
Okay. And then I didn't play last. Well, I didn't have any points last week. That's why. But let me see.
But are you entered into the league?
I'm into the league. Yes, I'm into the league.
Okay, so if you go to points and then you'll scroll down and it'll show you where your points are, overall points, and then it'll show you the leagues that you're in, and then you can click on the 12-man league. That's the only way to get to it. So when you enter your team, scroll down to the bottom, it'll show points, and then it'll show leagues. Just click into your leagues, and then click on the 12, whatever the 12-man league is, and that should bring it up. As long as you're in it. Unless it hasn't waited until the next game week to enter you into it.
It might have it waited to the next game week because I don't see.
Yeah,
I didn't get.
Well, that's what's happened.
Points the first week. I wasn't in. No. I didn't have my team picked by the first week. So
you won't be able to look at that league till next. You won't be able to look at that league until the next game.
Oh wait, hold on. I got it. I do got it.
You got it.
Let me show you. Okay. Yep, I got it. So real quick here, this is what we're looking at here. I'm gonna bring this up on full screen. Hopefully you can see that. So last week, JK
He's
otherwise
on
known as
83.
JC as well. He's on
That's not
83
bad.
points.
That's
He
good.
is out and running in the first place. Daz is in second place with 78 points. Soul Team is Soul
Robbie
Team 6
McGuire.
is at
Don't know Robbie.
76.
But well done,
Barnes is
Robbie,
at
whoever you are, man.
72. Bonkers is at fifth place with 64. Again, we have a double. So if you're listening and you're Livers 2 or
Two and
Livers
one.
1, you're gonna have to either I'll have JK's
No,
gonna do it
delete two.
or
Yeah,
huh?
just delete two.
Yeah.
Delete two. Like you don't get two teams, so
Yeah. Chris Angel's in at 57 points. Snoop Who Doggy Dog. That's a funny name. That's a good name. Anik
that's
is at
Anik. Okay.
Yes, he's at 56 points. I'm only assuming he might be a Spurs supporter, which is all cool. You do not have to be a Red supporter to be in part of this group.
No.
Ian
Player
is
puns.
at 50, yeah. Ian's at 56
puns.
points.
Yeah,
56 points. James is at 53, and Trigger is at 43 points with 12th place, and Honesty's at 39 points. And then yet to score because our teams weren't a part of
Rasta.
of the first week is Rastas and 12th to 1st.
So that's at Rasta Crab. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so 83 is
83 is the mark.
83 is a good score for 1 week. That's way up there. So JK's off to a good start. It's always helpful to be off to a good start. But now we can talk about some of the Liverpool players who are also playing the game. And maybe some of the other players people might be interested in.
Salah got him major points. Salah got him major points.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to start with?
Go ahead, give us some tips because Brian's going to give us some tips.
No, we're not. I'm not
Brian
going to give tips.
Very knowledgeable.
Well, I can give
tips.
tips.
Sorry.
No, if somebody asks me a question, I'll tell them what I think they should do. But what I'm going to do is I have the Liverpool players here in front of me. So, do you want to know?
Oh yeah. This is going to be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can start. Okay. So, do you want Connor Bradley or Ibu Kanate?
Let's hear what Connor Bradley's team did.
Okay. So Connor's team is. He got 61. He has Rhea, Dallo, Kwanzaa, Gabriel, Gordon, Nkunku, Eze. He captained Mo Salah. No, he didn't. He has Mo Salah. He has Haaland, Joe Pedro, and Isaac. He captained Isaac. So he has Kwanzaa and Salah. They're his only Liverpool players, even though he can have three, and he doesn't have himself, which is kind of against the rules. If you're a player, you have to pick yourself. Right, so Ibu Kanate, his fantasy football team is Rhea, Ibu Kanate, well done Ibu, Saliba, Gvardiol, Van de Ven, he's in a 4-3-3, Luis Diaz, Saka, Caicedo, Watkins, Isaac, and Darwin. He obviously didn't get the Darwin memo. So his Liverpool players are Kanate himself, Luis Diaz, and Darwin. He only got 52. Bradley only got 63. He has people on his bench, Rodri and Diaby. I don't know. He's obviously not paid attention. Diaby's gone. So next up, Stefan Bajcetic. Stefan Bajcetic's team, he got 65 points. He's gone heavy on the defense. He has Kwanzaa, Tsimikas, Pedro Porro, Dallo, Kudus, Eze, Mo Salah, Palmer, Havertz, and Mateta. Nobody on the bench interesting. So his Liverpool picks are Kwanzaa, Tsimikas, and Mo. Now, it's fair enough he hasn't picked himself. Okay, so now we're getting into the big boys.
Do they all have the same? Real quick, do they all? Is it all 4-4-3-3s or?
No, they do, but they have guys on the bench as well. So they'll change it. They'll change their formation, but mostly it's 4-3-3. So do you want Trent or do you want Jota first?
Let's go with Jota first.
Okay. Did he pick himself? Did he pick himself? Did he captain it? We got 72 points. He did. Okay, so I'll just keep it. He has Trent, Mo, and he has himself. He also has Bruno Fernandes, by the way. And any other, he has Isaac, Odegaard, Palmer, Zinchenko, Byrne, Trent, Vicario. So he has Trent, Mo, and he has himself. So he got 8 for Trent, 8 for himself, and 28 for Mo because he captained him. So yeah, he's gone heavy. He's backing himself. So who's up next? Trent. Who did Trent have? I'll just keep to Liverpool players. Trent has himself, and he captained himself at the weekend. So he
That's
got,
my guy.
Yeah. So he got 16 points. He has Mo, and he has Jota. So he got the memo. So he has himself, Mo, and Jota. So he did well. He got 68. Any controversial picks in there? Not really. Henderson, Gvardiol, Haaland, Ings for some reason. Danny Kudus. And then there's only 2 left. I would go with Andy Robbo first. Did Robbo back himself? What do you reckon? Did he? Of course he did. So he has himself. He has Diego Jota, and he has Salah. And he captained Salah. Okay. He brought in Solanke, actually. He has Garnacho. He doesn't have Haaland. Fair play to him. And, that's the big thing, as usual. Can you afford Haaland? So, he's put himself in, and he's put Jota and Salah. A lot of Jota and Salah amongst the Liverpool lads. So, final one up is Mo Salah, and he got 80 points because he captained himself. Of course he did, right? Big up to Mo. And he has Robbo, and he has Jota. Obviously, he has himself, and he went with a 4-5-1, by the way. And he has Watkins up front. He has himself, Kulusevski, Maddison, Garnacho. A couple of the Liverpool boys have Garnacho. And Diego Jota, Kanji, Gabriel, Ben White, and Raya. Everyone's going with Raya. All the Liverpool boys picking Raya. That's pretty much. Yeah, Mo is the top scorer out of all of them. And he gave it up for 2 years. He's back this year. And he got 80 points. Andy Carroll is playing.
Yeah, Mo killed it. Mo had 28 points. Mo had.
Yeah. Anyone else interesting? There's loads of players here. I'm trying to think.
Mo had 28 points. That was the big one.
Not really. Alfie Haaland, the Haaland Family League. Oh, Queeving Kelleher. Sorry, I missed Queeving Kelleher. Queeving Kelleher has.
What are you doing?
Virgil, Mo Salah, and Diego Jota. He has Virgil. He has Raya. He has Raya in goal. He has Ait Nouri, Saliba, Anderson, Mo Salah, Odegaard. Everyone has Odegaard. And Paqueta, he's the first person I've seen with Paqueta. He has Haaland. Most of the Liverpool boys are avoiding Haaland. Queeving is going with him. And he played 4-4-2, got 68 points. But yeah, Mo smashed it as far as Liverpool players are concerned. But interesting to see that the majority would appear to be Mo Salah, Diego Jota, and one other. Seems to be what most of them are doing. And some of them are picking themselves, so that means Trent and Robbo. That would look to be about 90% of it. And the one guy that's actually really good at it, who plays it, is James Justin from Leicester. He's actually a serious player. He's had a bad game week, but he has loads of top 100k finishes. And
he's the top ranking pro, is he, who plays
He'd be one of them, definitely. James Justin would be a bit of a, he'd be up there.
Good to know. That's interesting.
All right. Well, if you haven't, there is still time. You can still join. Trust me. I'm a week behind in points, but I'm not scared. It's a long season. Plenty of points to be made up. Plenty of time for players and plenty of time for some of the participants to miss out or space on getting their lineups ready and put in there. So if you do want to, you can always join the league. Let me see if I can bring up the code for it. Give me 1 second. All right. I'll put the code in the chat just in case you guys do want to join. It's an easy code to see. It is 8KJBH4 is the code for the actual. And one more thing is this. Hold on a second.
Got myself a lovely calendar with 2 polar bears on it there off my mum. Seen it in her kitchen. And I like your calendar. And she went, you can have it if you want. It's got an adult polar bear and a baby polar bear, like pulling a smiley face, looking upwards. It's really nice.
What, just for August though?
Yeah, August. Yeah, when August goes, it won't be polar bears anymore. I'll have to turn it over and see something else.
Have you checked?
I haven't.
Do you not know? Cool.
I've not bothered looking yet. No.
Yeah, don't. That'd be cool. I want to find out.
Yeah. All right, and here is again what you can do. You can join us if you like. We would love to see you join the league with us. This is the league again. It's Liverpool 12 Man's Fantasy X11, X1 as it's put. I don't know why you didn't put XI, but anyway. And 8KJBH4 is
throwing
the
him
code.
under the bus. Throwing him under the bus there.
It's all good. I think it's because it's all good. I'm
but
so definitely appreciative.
The next time you can hit the copy auto link thing.
Yeah.
That'll put the link into the.
This is a screenshot of it. That's why.
But no, I said when the next time you want to put the link in, you can actually do that, and you can just put it in the chat. And it'll bring people straight to.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, it won't just bring. Yeah, if they're already signed up, if they already have a team, if you put the auto link, it'll bring them straight to our league and just hit join. They won't have to go look for it.
Yes, definitely. If you can join, it's fun, fun times. This actually
You're giving JK an 83-point lead, though. You're giving him an 83.
I know. I'm giving 83. He's good at this stuff. I know he's very good. He's really good. He made a run for the Euro challenge there.
Yeah, not quite enough though. Not quite enough.
Oh man. So yeah, if you want to join, this is the link, fantasypremierleague.com.
Not easy to lead from day one. It's not easy to lead from day one. JK's going to find that out,
Yeah, for certain. And 8KJBH4 is the code if you want to join. A lot of good people in the league so far. We got some Bayesian Reds in the league. We got some fans
we do have
of other clubs.
Reds,
yeah, we got some fans of some other clubs out there that are part of the league. And keep in mind too that the winner is going to be. Let me bring up what you'll be winning actually, because I know we're a little bit over time here, but it's all good. I think I still have it on here. Should have it. Oh, I can't find it right now. But we're giving away George Scott's book basically as the prize. I will get a confirmation if I can get I don't think it'll be an issue or a problem because actually I know he was going to give me a copy, autographed copy. So even if I have to give up my own copy, I will do that. But we will be definitely getting you a great book for a great guy as well.
Yeah.
Find yourself the lost Shankly boy. Come find yourself the lost Shankly boy.
There you go. Is there anything you guys want to say before we bounce out of here for our Talk Thursday?
Lee?
Irishman, is there anything you want to say to the people?
Thanks for taking part, everyone.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have a lot more intrigue when the next round of games start. We'll see what players are favoured and what players aren't. And it's interesting to see, isn't it? It was interesting to see just one game in already the way he's approaching it.
Okay.
Like the subs he made when he made his subs, it's great to have an earlier sub for once. Like especially at centre half, we know he'll do that now. We know he'll do that in the future if he's prepared to do it. Then he's going to do it in the future, so we'll look out for that. Right?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a fun weekend. I mean, it's going to be the season opener for our home games. So it should be for the Premier League. So I know a lot of people are going to be anxiously waiting that. I know some of the Mighty Red Army out there is going to be some of the privilege to get to go to the game. So yeah, definitely take care of yourselves, whether you're in the pub, whether you're at the game, or whether you're at home with the family or by yourself, whatever the case might be. You'll never walk alone. Just keep that mind set and understand that we are always with you. Brian, is there anything you want to say to people before we let them go on with their Thursday evenings or mornings or even afternoons?
Just take care and see you all again tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll have a show for you guys tomorrow. I know that we're going to do a preview show on Saturday, I believe, since the game is on Sunday. And tomorrow we do have a show lined up for you tomorrow as well. So we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully you're back with yourselves, with friends, family, whoever you can invite. Tell them all to join us. Even if it means putting the show on in the background, or if it means contributing to the chat or contributing towards the conversation on the panel with questions, whatever there might be, please do join us tomorrow. And if you're watching this on replay, please do give us your comments and questions, and we will certainly do our best to answer them, because you do mean a lot to us and we appreciate that as always. Big up to Ant, by the way. Big up, Ant. I see you out there. We got to definitely get Ant on the show very, very soon. I'll be sending you out a link. I know that Ant's a regular on Fozzie's show, so like whenever he has maybe an opportunity to join us, we'll see if we can do it. Big up to Solo
Antoine.
P.
Yeah, Antoine. I think I was on a show. Two shows with Antoine on Uncle Rod's channel, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, no, Antoine's nice one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen you in here before. Yeah, good guy, man. Really
yeah,
cool
yeah.
guy.
No, Ant's a great guy.
Yeah.
I like it because Ant and I we can have different opinions, but we'll still go back and forth for just in being able to have civil discourse between the two of us in trying to get our points across. So it's always fun to see Ant in the house. And Solo P is the same scenario as well. Solo P is a good guy. Has a show with Toto Hama, as he likes to put it. Toto is drives go-karts and is a future F1 racer, hopefully. Maybe giving Lewis Hamilton or something a run for his money. So yeah, big up to Solo, big up to Toto. Yeah, I guess what we will see is everyone back tomorrow, hopefully. And I always like to end the show by saying up the Reds, and that's what I mean each and every time. Up the Reds, people, up the Reds. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, take care.